Without a doubt, the romantic comedy genre is one of my favorite movie genres of all time. So today I'm giving you guys my 10 favorite romantic comedies ranked from the worst to the best. Go ahead and join me down below in the comment section. Share your guys' 10 favorite romantic comedies. Obviously, there's more than 10. Obviously, we're going to disagree. These are the 10 movies that I hold near and dear to my heart, the romantic comedies that I love most in this world. And before we get started with my 10, I'm going to give you guys a couple honorable mentions. And first up on this list is Mr. and Mrs. Smith, more of an action romantic comedy than anything else. Then we have This Means War, another kind of action romantic comedy. Tom Hardy and Chris Pine make a really good duo on this. Also, we have Night and Day, again, more of an action romantic comedy. And last up, we have Crazy Stupid Love, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, and Steve Carell. Almost made this list, but not quite there. And with that said, let's go ahead and hop right into my 10. And coming in on the first slot is an Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore movie, Blended. This is a very unique and kind of also cliche romantic comedy. They obviously find the love at the end, but the journey to get there takes a lot different than most movies. And also, Terry Crews is the side main character. He generally is just singing throughout the whole movie. Whenever he comes on screen, he makes you laugh, he makes you smile. A stupid line will be said in the movie, then he'll make a whole song on it. This movie's not the greatest, but it's Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, and I freaking love them together. So if you haven't seen Blended, you really need to check it out. At number 9 is a Will Smith and Kevin James movie, Hitch. And this is a really different romantic comedy. This is more of a Will Smith being a coach on how to find love, and he's coaching Kevin James, who doesn't think he has a shot in hell of getting this girl. He hires Will Smith, who is his romance coach, and all along, all the information that Will Smith gave him didn't really work, and Kevin James ultimately was just himself. This movie's funny. Will Smith and Kevin James are really good together, and Hitch is a very underrated lost gem of the early 2000s. Number 8 is more recent romantic comedy from the 2018 year, Crazy Rich Asians, starring Henry Golding, Awkwafina. You even got Ken Jeong in there, and this is a very, very funny movie. Awkwafina plays that best friend who is kind of hyping everything up. She's so funny, and the scene where she's taking dresses out of the trunk gets me every time. But also, the love story in this movie is just great. There's so many different stories going on at once. There's many romances happening all before our eyes. Some are happy, some are unhappy, and by the end of the movie, you really get to see that the family had a big impact on what these characters were trying to do, and ultimately that was to find love. Crazy Rich Asians is so much fun. You also have Ken Jeong in there, who I just love, and Henry Golding really came to fruition in this film. It's really kind of his big spotlight moment into Hollywood. At number 7 is going to be Friends with Benefits, starring Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis. This is one of the funniest movies on this entire list. Starts out with Justin Timberlake moving from LA to New York for work. He meets Mila Kunis. They become really good friends, and ultimately just start having the benefits side of things. Ultimately kind of start liking each other, but then try to go their separate ways. They lose their friendship, then ultimately come back at the end, and it's a very unique and hilarious movie. And again, Woody Harrelson is also that side kind of best friend character to Justin Timberlake, who's kind of hyping everything up, making you laugh really hard. Again, this is one of the funniest movies on this list, and it's more of a best friend romantic comedy than anything else. Justin Timberlake really shows here that he actually is a really good actor. He's not just a singer, but he really has the acting chops as well, and I really hope we get to see Justin Timberlake on a screen again soon. Next up at number 6 is going to be Wedding Crashers. Definitely the second funniest movie on this list, starring Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. These two are one of my favorite duos of all time, and to see them is more of a bromantic comedy. You see what I did there? It's generally these two guys who have a bromance, then ultimately find love. You also have Isla Fisher and even Rachel McAdams there, so everyone on the screen together is awesome. Then also, you have Bradley Cooper kind of as the villain in this movie, and Owen Wilson trying to find love, Vince Vaughn trying to find love, and the journey to get there is one of the most unique on this entire list. Wedding Crashers is so funny, probably what top 30 of all time for me. I love it so much. I find myself rewatching it many times per year. Breaking us into our top 5 is going to be 50 First Dates, and I don't know a soul on this earth who doesn't like this movie. Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore are on a screen for the first time together. This movie isn't short on the laughs, but it's also very, very sweet in a way that Adam Sandler has to make Drew Barrymore fall in love with him every single day. And it definitely follows a romantic comedy cliche, but also, again, the journey to get there to that final product of the end of the movie is so much fun to do, and it's really, really sweet that Adam Sandler goes through so much trouble just to get this girl's attention every single day. My girlfriend gets mad at me because I don't give her that much attention, but 50 First Dates is very, very funny. I love Adam Sandler and I love Drew Barrymore together. I hope they come together again soon on another movie. At number 4 is another Adam Sandler movie, Just Go With It. I recently watched this again on Netflix, and it just confirmed my love for it. This movie is so funny, and again, it's so unique in its own way, where he has to create a fake family to get with this girl who is just smoking hot, way out of Adam Sandler's league, thinking this is the girl of my dreams, and all along the girl in dreams has been in front of him for his entire career. And it really takes Adam Sandler's character to try and get all the hot girls' attention to really realize that he does indeed love Jennifer Aniston, and very funny, very sweet. And also Nick Swartzen is that best friend role. He's actually Adam Sandler's cousin in this movie, who is just absolutely hilarious. Brows gone wild. I love that line so much. Adam Sandler, one of my favorite romantic comedy actors, also one of my favorite actors, so he definitely had to have a couple spots on this list. Number 3 is going to be Failure to Launch. Matthew McConaughey, Kathy Bates, Bradley Cooper, Sarah Jessica Parker all make for a really funny and, again, different type of romantic comedy movie. Matthew McConaughey is about a 30-year-old man who still lives with his parents. Sarah Jessica Parker's character runs a business where she gets people who are failure to launch, meaning they haven't left the house and they are older, and the parents then hire her to move Matthew McConaughey out of their house, and they all end up obviously finding love. This movie is so funny and creative and unique, and Bradley Cooper and Matthew McConaughey is something I didn't really know I needed on screen until I saw this movie. I rewatch this movie at least 3 times a year. It is so funny, and again, it's so different. By the time you get to the end, it really kind of makes you just feel good, because the whole time Matthew McConaughey's in like a fake relationship, and you're in that fake relationship with him. And Sarah Jessica Parker, we don't know exactly how she's feeling, so getting to the end product, it's a really, really well-made film. I love it so much. Also, you have Terry Bradshaw in here, who's hilarious. My runner-up is Along Came Polly, starring Ben Stiller, Jennifer Aniston, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. A very, very hilarious movie, but also kind of like a tragic movie within the first 20 minutes. Ben Stiller gets married, and then on his honeymoon, his wife goes on an excursion without him because he isn't feeling well. Then turns out his wife cheated on him with their scuba diving instructor on their honeymoon, and then he has to go back to regular life, bounce back, and Philip Seymour Hoffman, again, is that best friend character who's just rooting him up the whole time. One of Philip Seymour Hoffman's best performances, the Let It Rain, the whole basketball scene. Let it rain! Is just absolutely brilliant in this. But then also Jennifer Aniston, again, is really, really good in romantic comedies, and her and Ben Stiller, their relationship is so weird and different, and Ben Stiller's character is really trying to get Jennifer Aniston's character. He's really trying to get her attention, doing everything. He has irritable bowel syndrome. He's eating at these exotic places that just aren't doing good things for him, and he's just a nervous wreck, and all along, he just really wants to get with this girl. And by the end of the movie, obviously, again, it's romantic comedy. It falls into cliche, but the journey, again, to get there, I keep saying that, but the journey to get there is so fun and so unique, and Philip Seymour Hoffman's probably one of my favorite side characters ever in this movie with Sandy Lyle. It's emotional, it's riveting, and it's freaking hilarious, and overall really, really sweet movie. But coming in at my number 1 is going to be 2019's Long Shot, starring Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen. I've watched the movie probably 10 times since it came out last year, and I love everything about this movie. Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron, you wouldn't think they had good chemistry, but they really do. Charlize Theron's definitely kind of more of that serious actor rather than a funny actor, and she's really, really funny in this movie. But also Seth Rogen carries this movie on his shoulders. This film follows Seth Rogen, who's in between jobs, who just happens to know the Secretary of State, who is Charlize Theron. She used to babysit him years ago when they were in high school, and he ultimately never fell out of love with her, and then he ends up working for her, and their relationship seems to progress, and they end up kind of falling in love, and it is so sweet and amazing. And Andy Serkis is a villain in this movie. Very, very funny. You also have the son of Ice Cube, who is Seth Rogen's best friend, one of the best hype men of all time. He has great one-liners, a lot of good dialogue, and he's really the ultimate friend who's really holding Seth Rogen accountable. It is hilarious, it is sweet, and the whole time you just have a smile on your face. This is the funniest movie of last year, and is my favorite romantic comedy, so therefore it comes in at number 1. Go ahead and share your guys' ranking down below. What are your 10, 5, 3 favorite romantic comedies? If you guys are still watching, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing. I'm almost 500 subscribers. It means the world if you help me get there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do me a favor and go see a movie, and I'll see you guys next time.